The young and the restless spoilers shock. Chance had long suspected that the hospital, which was rumored to be holding Phyllis and Sharon as well as several other victims, concealed far darker secrets within its walls. His instincts told him that beyond the sterile corridors and the closed wards lay hidden passages, forgotten, secret chambers where unspeakable acts might have been committed. Driven by a mix of dread and determination, Chance began his relentless search, pacing the corridors and peering behind every door, every shadowed corner. Late one gloomy evening, as the hospital lights flickered under the weight of an encroaching storm, Chance's ears caught a faint, desperate cry echoing from somewhere deep within the building. The sound was barely audible, a weak, trembling plea that seemed to call from the depths of despair. His heart pounding with a mixture of adrenaline and apprehension, Chance followed the sound, winding through dim hallways until he arrived at an inconspicuous door partially concealed by old, rusted piping and dusty drapes. He paused, listening intently. The cry was unmistakably human, yet filled with such vulnerability and hopelessness that it pierced the silence like a dagger. With renewed resolve, Chance muttered to himself, "Wait for me, I'll save you," as he prepared himself for what might lie beyond the threshold. His pulse quickened as he hefted his heavy flashlight and cautiously pried open the door, the metallic creak echoing in the desolate space. Before him stretched a hidden basement, shrouded in oppressive darkness and thick layers of dust and cobwebs. The air was heavy, laden with a mixture of decay and despair. Amidst the gloom, Chance's beam of light landed on a ghastly sight, a man, utterly defeated and ravaged by misery. He was chained to an old, creaking bed, his body emaciated and his skin a grimy, ashen tone that spoke of prolonged suffering. Every detail of his appearance painted a picture of abandonment. Unkempt hair, clothes in tatters, and eyes that flickered with a desperate hope despite his misery. "Who are you?" Chance demanded softly, his voice trembling between anger and sorrow. The man's lips parted slowly as he mustered the strength to respond in a broken whisper, "I'm Alan. I've been locked here by Martin for over a month. Please, help me." The words hung in the air like a lament for all that had been lost. The revelation of Alan's name sent a shockwave through Chance. He immediately grasped the gravity of the situation. Martin, an infamous assassin known for his ruthless efficiency and utter disregard for human life, had been operating in the shadows, leaving devastation in his wake. That Martin could stoop so low as to imprison a man in such inhumane conditions only deepened the pit of dread in Chance's stomach. The knowledge that Martin had spared his own brother, yet was willing to imprison him in this living hell, was a paradox that only heightened the madness of the situation. Without hesitation, Chance pulled out his cell phone and dialed emergency services, his voice firm and unyielding as he relayed the details of Alan's plight. "I've found a man chained in a basement here. He's been held captive for over a month by Martin. I need an ambulance immediately," he said, his tone resolute despite the fear gnawing at his insides. Every second that ticked by in that stifling darkness felt like an eternity, each moment a reminder of the cruel fate that had nearly claimed another life. While waiting for the paramedics, Chance knelt by Alan's side, offering a few words of comfort in the sparse light that filtered into the basement. "Hang in there, Alan," he whispered, carefully examining the chains that bound him. Alan's gaunt face told the story of a man beaten down by the very hands meant to protect, left to suffer in silence while the world outside carried on oblivious to his torment. Despite his dire condition, Alan's eyes, though dull with despair, held a spark, a flicker of resilience that refused to be snuffed out completely. As the distant sound of sirens began to swell and approach, Chance remained vigilant, his gaze darting to every crevice, every shadow that might conceal further horrors. The basement, it seemed, was not just a prison for Alan but a potential repository of countless other secrets, each one more chilling than the last. In the back of his mind, Chance knew that this rescue was just one thread in a tangled web of conspiracies that implicated not only Martin but also a host of other sinister forces lurking in the hospital's underbelly. When the paramedics burst into the room, their faces a mixture of professional detachment and shock, Chance stepped back to allow them to take over. He provided a brief, yet urgent, account of what he had discovered. Alan was carefully lifted from the bed, his fragile body cradled by skilled hands, as the rescuers hurried him up the creaking stairs and into the waiting ambulance. The lights of the vehicle painted fleeting images of hope onto the grim walls of the basement as they sped away, leaving behind the remnants of a nightmare. Outside, in the cool night air now punctuated by the urgency of flashing emergency vehicles, Chance took a moment to steady himself. The rescue had been a victory, albeit a small one, in a larger battle against a pervasive darkness that had taken root in the hospital and in the hearts of those it touched. Yet, his mind remained troubled by the implications of what he had uncovered. Martin's ruthless actions were but a single chapter in a much larger story, a narrative woven with deceit, betrayal, and a relentless quest for power. As the adrenaline faded, Chance contemplated the fate of those still held captive within the hidden recesses of the hospital. Phyllis, Sharon, and the other unnamed victims were still out there, ensnared in a web of confinement and cruelty. With Alan's rescue serving as both a triumph and a grim reminder of the stakes at hand, Chance resolved to continue his search. Each discovery, each whisper of anguish, only steeled his determination to bring light into the darkest corners of this institution. He would not rest until every victim was freed, and until the full extent of Martin's malevolence was exposed to the world. The night grew colder, the rain beginning to fall as if in sympathy with the sorrow of those who suffered in silence. In that moment, Chance vowed to himself that he would pursue justice with an unwavering resolve. The hospital, a place meant for healing, had been corrupted by the hands of a monster. And now, in the aftermath of this harrowing discovery, it was clear that the battle against Martin, and the network of dark secrets he represented, was only just beginning. Martin, the notorious assassin, had orchestrated his reign of terror with a chilling precision that defied comprehension. His calculated cruelty was not confined to one victim alone but spanned a broader network of deceit and manipulation. The fact that he had chosen to imprison Alan, a man whose only apparent fault was being his own brother, underscored a twisted ideology, a belief that kinship could be exploited and even sacrificed in the relentless pursuit of power. The revelation that Alan had been kept in chains for over a month was a stark reminder of the lengths to which Martin would go to silence those who might pose a threat, or simply to satiate his own dark desires. In the days that followed, the rescue of Alan sent shockwaves through the community and ignited fervent whispers among the staff and patients of the hospital. Rumors swirled about the existence of other hidden chambers, secret rooms where Martin's cruelty might have left indelible scars. For Chance, every conversation, every clue, added layers to the enigma that was Martin. The assassin's shadow loomed large, a specter that threatened not only the lives of those directly ensnared in his schemes, but also the very integrity of the institution itself. Determined to confront this malevolence head-on, Chance began gathering evidence and reaching out to trusted allies. His journey through the labyrinthine corridors of the hospital had unveiled not only a single horror but an entire network of suffering. The evidence he collected, a series of cryptic notes, hidden keys, and testimonies from frightened witnesses, started to form a pattern that pointed directly to Martin's operations. With each piece of the puzzle, Chance felt both the weight of responsibility and the burning need for justice. Back in the sterile confines of the hospital's emergency room, Alan's recovery was met with cautious optimism. Doctors and nurses worked tirelessly to stabilize him, their murmurs and worried glances hinting at the grim realities of his ordeal. Despite the trauma, Alan's survival became a beacon of hope, a signal that even in the darkest hours, the human spirit could endure and fight back. His eventual recovery would serve not only as a personal triumph but as a rallying cry for all those who had suffered under Martin's ruthless grip. Meanwhile, as news of the rescue began to spread, law enforcement agencies started piecing together the remnants of Martin's network. The revelation that a notorious assassin had been active within the hospital walls sent ripples through the investigation, prompting a renewed urgency to dismantle the criminal operations that had long festered in the shadows. With the rescue of Alan acting as a catalyst, a full-scale inquiry was launched, one that promised to unravel the dark tapestry of secrets that had been meticulously woven by Martin and his accomplices. For Chance, however, the journey was far from over. The rescue of Alan was merely the beginning, a spark in a larger, ongoing battle against the pervasive darkness that had infected the hospital. Every shadowy corridor he revisited, every faint cry he followed, brought him closer to exposing a network of crimes that spanned far beyond a single basement. The stakes were high, and the fight for justice would be long and arduous, but Chance's resolve was unwavering. The lives of countless innocents depended on his ability to unmask the hidden evils lurking within the very heart of a place that was supposed to be a sanctuary. In the end, the story of Alan's rescue would be remembered not just as an isolated act of heroism, but as a turning point in a broader struggle, a moment when one man's determination to confront the darkness began to illuminate even the deepest recesses of despair. As the investigation continued and the hunt for Martin intensified, the hospital itself became a battleground, a place where hope and horror collided, and where the line between victim and victor was constantly redrawn. Chance's journey, marked by peril and unwavering resolve, was a testament to the enduring power of compassion and the unyielding pursuit of justice. In a world where evil often lurked in the shadows, it was the courage to face the darkness head-on that held the promise of redemption and the possibility of a brighter, more humane future. In a narrative that has kept us on the edge of our seats, the shocking twists and dark secrets have left a trail of horror and hope intertwined. The gruesome revelations, the hidden chambers beneath the hospital, and the merciless torment inflicted by Martin have all built to a climax that sends shivers down the spine. Yet, amid this chaos, a beacon of hope emerges, Alan's triumphant return. His survival is not merely a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, it is the harbinger of Martin's impending downfall. For months, Martin had reigned with brutal precision, hiding his monstrous deeds behind a veneer of normalcy while orchestrating unspeakable acts. His tyranny reached such depths that even his closest victims were left scarred for life. But now, as the evidence mounts and the truth begins to crack the facade, the wheels of justice are in relentless motion. Martin, who once thought himself untouchable, now finds himself cornered by the very secrets he desperately tried to keep buried. His crimes, too heinous to be ignored, will soon lead to his arrest and confinement. No amount of remorse or monetary restitution can ever undo the atrocities he has committed. While Martin skulks in the dimly lit backstreets of Paris, plotting his next move in a foreign city, Alan has found new purpose. Determined to rescue Ashley, who has been caught in the web of Martin's malicious schemes, Alan is preparing for a daring journey to Paris. His plan is as audacious as it is perilous, to infiltrate the dark corridors of Martin's network in the City of Light and bring Ashley to safety. Alan's survival, after so much suffering and abandonment, stands as a powerful signal that redemption is possible, even in the darkest of times. At the heart of this labyrinthine plot is Chance, whose extraordinary bravery and relentless pursuit of truth have been nothing short of heroic. From unearthing hidden passages beneath the hospital to exposing the grim realities of Martin's operations, Chance has proven time and again that his resourcefulness knows no bounds. His actions have not only saved lives but have also ignited a flame of justice that burns brightly against the encroaching darkness. In the wake of these monumental events, Chance's heroism deserves nothing less than our highest accolades. His ingenuity, dedication, and fearless resolve have carved a path toward a future where evil can no longer hide in the shadows. As the story hurtles toward its final chapters, the stakes could not be higher. With Martin's capture imminent, the collapse of his sinister empire seems inevitable. His days of terror are numbered, and every misdeed will be laid bare for the world to see. Justice, though sometimes delayed, is a force that demands retribution, and soon enough, Martin will find himself imprisoned for the inexcusable crimes he has inflicted upon the innocent. The narrative weaves a complex tapestry of revenge and redemption, a saga where the downfall of a monster is as cathartic as it is inevitable. Yet, the saga does not end with Martin's demise. Alan's decision to travel to Paris to save Ashley opens a thrilling new chapter in this sprawling epic. Paris, with its alluring charm and mysterious undercurrents, becomes the stage for a high-stakes rescue mission. The City of Light, known for its beauty and romance, now harbors secrets and dangers that threaten to upend the delicate balance between hope and despair. As Alan ventures into this precarious landscape, every step is fraught with peril. The city, under the dark influence of Martin's lingering network, challenges him at every turn. But Alan is driven by an unyielding determination, a commitment not just to Ashley's survival but to the eradication of the evil that has plagued their lives for too long. In the midst of this whirlwind of events, one cannot help but marvel at the transformative power of survival and the indomitable spirit of those who refuse to succumb to despair. Alan's return from the abyss is not merely a twist in the plot, it is a clarion call for change. It speaks to the heart of a community battered by loss and betrayal, a promise that even in the darkest hours, there is always a way out. His courage inspires others to stand up, to fight back, and to reclaim their lives from the clutches of fear. Looking forward, one cannot help but wonder, what comes next in this relentless pursuit of justice and redemption? With Chance's heroic deeds already earning him accolades and a well-deserved reputation as a guardian of the innocent, the future seems ripe with possibility. His actions have set a precedent, a standard for bravery that calls on all those with the courage to confront evil head-on. As Alan embarks on his mission in Paris, there is a palpable sense of anticipation. Will his efforts culminate in a dramatic showdown with the remnants of Martin's criminal empire? Can the forces of good finally restore balance in a world so long tarnished by cruelty and deceit? The upcoming chapters promise an explosion of action and emotion. Expect thrilling encounters, unexpected alliances, and revelations that will challenge the very notions of loyalty and sacrifice. Each character, scarred yet unbroken, is poised to play a pivotal role in the battle between light and darkness. From the gritty, unyielding determination of Chance to Alan's redemptive quest to save Ashley, every moment is charged with the potential for heroism and transformation. In the end, the survival of Alan is more than just a fortunate twist of fate, it is the cornerstone upon which a new era of hope is being built. His journey, fraught with peril and uncertainty, stands as a beacon for those who have been pushed to the brink. With every step he takes towards Paris, he carries the weight of his past and the promise of a future free from the clutches of tyranny. As Martin's reign of terror crumbles and the echoes of his misdeeds resound in the annals of justice, we are left to ask, in a world where darkness once reigned supreme, what miracles might unfold when the courage of a few sparks a revolution of hope? Indeed, the stage is set, the players are in motion, and the final act looms large on the horizon. With Martin's capture looming and Ashley's rescue on the agenda, the narrative promises a climax that will leave us breathless. A climax where every secret is revealed, every injustice avenged, and every heart that has been broken given the chance to heal. And as we stand on the precipice of this new beginning, we cannot help but marvel at the extraordinary capacity of the human spirit to triumph over even the most insidious forms of evil. So, as the credits of this dark chapter begin to roll, we are left with a question that resonates deep within our souls: what do we expect next? Perhaps it is a resolution, a long-awaited peace that washes over the scars of the past. Or maybe, it is the promise of a future where every act of bravery and every sacrifice paves the way for a better tomorrow. One thing is certain, in the wake of Alan's return, Chance's heroism, and the inevitable downfall of Martin, a new chapter of hope, resilience, and unyielding justice is about to be written.